So we somewhat recently introduced Zapier integration into zeroheight, and that means that when I say Zapier integration, I actually mean integration with an abundance of different tools that are available to designers, developers, project managers, and all of that kind of stuff. So you can see here we've got integration with Notion, GitHub, Gmail, Google Sheets, everything and anything, and that really opens the doors to like all sorts of like integrations and options and stuff like that. Um, and us ourselves at zeroheight kind of experimented with this Zapier integration when it first got introduced. And what we did is we created a series of pre-built Zapier zaps, as they're called inside of Zapier, that allow you to kind of get up and running quite quickly with integrations that we think you'll find very useful. So the one that we created here is create a GitHub issue for every new zeroheight style guide release. So when you create a release in zeroheight, what that will do is it will create a brand new issue inside of your GitHub repo to let your development team know about new changes to the design system. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So if I flip over to, this is actually my personal website. So I have it stored on GitHub. I have it as like a kind of small like static site. And you'll see here, this is my issues panel. I like to keep the issues quite low, but what we're going to do is try and automate the way that we get a notification from my design system to notify the development team of a new release of the design system. So if I switch windows here to this other view, and you'll see here is my design system. It's very simple. It's got all my tokens in here, and I've got some other stuff going on in the sidebar there. But I've made a bunch of changes now to this design system. I made some token changes and a bunch of other things. And I want to let the development team know that I've made some changes. So let's create a new release. And I'm going to call this release version 0. Let's say version 0.1.0. And what I can do is I put a bunch of like release notes in there, but I'm just going to keep it really simple and confirm that release. And what that's going to do is it's going to ping over to Zapier, and then Zapier is going to format that and ping that over to GitHub. And if we come back over here and refresh, you'll see that there's a brand new issue here to let the development team know that there's a brand new release of the design system. And for demonstration purposes, I've just put like the timestamp of the new release and a link over to the design system itself, with hopefully like release notes and stuff like that. But as you can see in this kind of very simplified demo, that we can close the loop between the feedback process. So we've kind of come full circle now, and we're letting the development team know that the design system has been updated. There are new changes. Let's go ahead and make some changes to the development side of the project.